Good morning, good morning. Welcome to another week of online math learning. You guys did so great with your multiplication skills last week with grouping and repeated addition. And it was fun to hear all the different objects that you grouped around your house and the multiplication sentences that you were able to make with that. I am just glad to see that you are making connections with how you will be using this in real life situations. It's not just a school setting thing. And so this week we're going to be talking about the opposite of multiplication, and as most of you guessed it, that is division. So thanks to Mountain Math, you guys are already very familiar with fact families with addition and subtraction and how well those link together and help each other out, but we're going to focus on how multiplication and division link together as well. So here is a little fact family video for your entertainment. Addition and subtraction, multiplication and division, they all work together, the fact family. So I'm sure most of you are laughing at me, but that's okay. That's why I teach, because I like to have fun and make a fool of myself. But I just wanted to prove to you that all of these things you're learning interact with each other, even in the real world, and all these strategies, it doesn't really matter what order you put everything in as long as you learn those key words. And this week we're going to focus on division and division with word problems. So hopefully you will see that if you're solid with multiplication, you can also do division. Okay, so let's just recap. Last week when y'all were working on multiplication, you were using grouping and repeated addition to help you solve those. So I just want to show you how that can loop in to make fact families. So let's say we had 3 groups with 5 in each. So 3 times 5. We're going to count by 3's 5 times or 5 3 times. So I'm going to do 5 so that's easier. 5, 10, 15. So another way we could write this with a fact family is we just switch these numbers up. So we could say 5 groups of 3 equals 15 as well. And remember, when you're multiplying, Big Daddy's going to be on the end, because when you're multiplying, you're trying to make your number bigger. Just like with addition, Big Daddy's on the end. But with subtraction, do you remember where Big Daddy was? If you said in the front, you got it. So addition and multiplication make our numbers get bigger, and subtraction and division make our totals get smaller. So let's look at division with grouping. Okay, so I'm going to show you with this same setup with multiplication, how that can make a fact family with division. So with multiplying, we're making our total bigger, so Big Daddy goes at the end. Well, when we're dividing, remember that's getting smaller, so Big Daddy's going to go in the front. So you can go ahead and put him here for both. Looks like my marker is running out. And these are your division symbols. And so I have 15 total blocks over here, and I'm going to start with using, let's say, the 5. Let's go backwards. So we have our 15, let's say 5. So let's put 5 into each group. So just count by 5s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you do that until you don't have any more blocks. And then you see how many how many groups did that make. So putting 5 blocks into each made 3 groups. So 15 divided by 5 equals 3. Now let's try this way. So go backwards. If 5 times 3 is 15, we can see that 15 divided by 3 is going to equal what? Let's try it. So now we'll put 3 into each until we are completely out of blocks. So 3, 3, 3, just keep going. And see how many groups that made. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like to circle them just because it makes it more obvious for me, but You don't have to. So 15 divided by 3 is going to be 5. So if you are solid with your multiplication, you can also do division because they're linked, in fact, families. But let's practice doing more division grouping since that's what your activity is going to look like today. Okay, so your first assignment in math is going to look something similar like to this. You will have a division sentence that has a missing part. So you're going to have to solve the missing part. And that's okay because with division, you already know that this is Big Daddy. That's your total. So the emojis will be on the side of the problem. So I'm pretending these are my emojis. So I have 8 total blocks. And remember, it doesn't matter if you choose to put 2 groups and share them until you're out, or if you want to just put 2, 2, 2, and 2. So I'll show you both ways, and you just pick which way is easiest for you. So I have 8, and I like to make this how many goes into each group. So this is my total. This is how many's going to go into each group. So 2, 2, 2, 2. And then it's obvious how many groups that was able to make. So 8 divided by 2 makes 1, 2, 3, 4 groups. Okay, so besides doing it the way that we just did, where this is your total and this is how many is going to go into each, and this is how many groups it was able to form, some people see it a little differently and they think of it like sharing. So you can try it that way, and if that way is easier for you, then you can totally do that on your assignment as well. So you will still have the 8 emojis since that's your total, but instead of saying 2 into each, you can picture this as 2 people and put 1 share an emoji to each person until all your emojis run out. So let's try that. So let's pretend we have 2 people and give 1 to each until you don't have any more, and then you can count how many are in each group. So there's 4 in each, so 4 would be your answer. So if sharing it makes more sense to you, then you can try that because you're still going to get the same answer. Or if thinking, 8's my total, I'm going to put 2 in each group, how many groups did I make? That way makes more sense to me, but I just wanted to show you this other way in case this makes more sense to you. Okay, so with that being said, and say we shared them this way instead of 2 into each, imagine sharing it between 2 people and then figuring out how many each person got. Let's write our division sentence for this model. So we know Big Daddy's still going to go in front. And then instead of 2 in each group, we have how many? 4. And that's going to equal how many groups? 2. So see how it doesn't really matter which way you choose to do it or to break them up, because once you know your fact families, it all links together. They all work very well together, and then you can check it with multiplication as well. So on your first activity, you will also have some problems that are already drawn out for you. And you will have to create the division sentence. So the opposite of what we just did. So let's look at this drawing and let's see what division sentence we can make. We already know that the first part of our division sentence is Big Daddy, which is our total number of objects. So let's count the total number first. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8's our total. It's going to go first since this is dividing. Then we're going to decide how many are divided, how many objects are in each. So let's count just one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 objects are in each. And how many groups do we have? 2. So you can write it that way, but also I'm okay with the opposite since we do have fact families. You can also say I have 8 total. There are how many groups? And there are how many in each? 4. So either way, whichever one makes more sense to you. I personally think this makes more sense. There's 8 total, there's 4 in each, and it makes 2 groups. Some people look at it differently. They look at it and see there's a total with 2 groups and 4 in each. So either way doesn't matter since fact families are all connected. And I'm just going to end that with bringing it back full circle with multiplication. 8 divided by 4 is 2. We can do the opposite and say 2 times 4 equals 8. 8 divided by 2 equals 4. Do the opposite. 4 times 2 equals 8. So if you know one, you're going to know them all, thanks to knowing our fact families. So if you have any questions, just let me know, guys. Now have fun with your division.